Hello, day 5. So I'm on my computer camera. It's a little bit gritty, but for some reason my cell phone is fighting with the computer today, and it's not really accessing the internet. So we're trying a different camera. But I wanted to make sure that I got on here and we got through all the connection issues. So today should be a day of celebration, and day 5 is the most fun. I think you guys are going to love the homework. It's great that it's coming in right for the weekend because this is a pretty big challenge. So I hope you're ready to step up. If you want to go ahead and share maybe some of your celebrations you've had this week, share some of your achievements, even your questions, and of course at any time at all, if there was an area that you struggled with, please let me know. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to hop on, and then I'm going to go ahead and share with you today's lesson. And this one is the most fun, so I saved the best for last. And you'll see how each day played into the next. So we're going to talk all about embracing failures. And I think we've all been there. We've all done things that we've tried, they haven't worked out, and maybe even gave up along the way. So what we're going to talk about is the purpose of having failures and a real fun game that you can play with it. So when you have a failure, there is so many different things that it teaches you. And in the moment, it might not feel good, but there's great lessons that you can get from it. So let's say you've tried something, it hasn't worked out. There's 5 main lessons that you can gain from failure, okay? And you're going to want to write these down because it's a great reminder. First of all, life lessons. Have you ever heard the term fail? It means your first attempt in learning. What that means is you're going to keep trying. You tried it one time, you found out it didn't work that way, you're going to take a different approach, try it again. So remember, FAIL is your first attempt in learning. That's a good one, right? So big one to remember. Next is when you fail, it actually gives you an opportunity to build your confidence. And it's basically your pathways to success, because if you've never failed at anything, chances are you're probably not going to succeed either. If you fail and you keep trying, that's where success comes from. If you just give up and don't even try, and you don't do anything before you even start, how are you going to get to the point of being successful? So you actually have to fail in order to get successful. So again, go back to FAIL, first attempt in learning. Okay. Any questions? Tell me if I'm going too fast. Hello, Marinella. That's my girl. So make sure that you follow number 1, you follow number 2, number 3. It creates strength, and it also creates your ability to problem solve and deal with obstacles. So we talked yesterday about being solution focused. So problems come along, instead of looking at the problem, look at how you're going to solve it. Okay? Next is, remember that when you fail, it's better to fail at something than to miss an opportunity entirely, because you don't want to look back and with regret or wondering what if. You want to try, and if it doesn't work, try again. The next is the power of a failure story. People will give you so much respect once they know that you've actually tried something a few times. It makes you more relatable, and that you also have the courage to push through and get to the results, get to the point of being successful, as opposed to just doing it, it worked, and everything was great. Nobody really likes those stories, right? People love to hear about when something didn't work out, and then you have this really amazing ending to it. So keep that in mind when you feel like you don't want to tell anyone what happened. People actually feel that you're more relatable because you're being vulnerable and sharing that. So I want to share with you a really fun challenge that we did in one of my coaching programs. And the goal is to get a hell no. So what you do is you have to look for a really outrageous request. And the goal is for it to be something you never ever imagined that you can have. And you play with it. So imagine going to the supermarket, getting the biggest watermelon you can find, bringing it up to the counter, and telling the cashier, "I'd like this for free, please." What do you think they're going to say to you? They're probably going to say no and look at you like you're crazy. if they actually said yes, and they said, absolutely, I would love to do this for you, first of all, you're going to be shocked. And it's like this amazing feeling because you got what you never dreamed of getting. If they give you a wishy-washy yes, that's not it. You want like a powerful yes, and if not, even better, you want a hell no. And if you got a hell no, that means you stepped so far out of your comfort zone and came up with an idea so outrageous. So what that does for you is it shows that you're trying. It shows that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. The whole purpose of this is not to just be silly. It actually builds a muscle for you. And it helps you get comfortable with rejection, with people saying no. It gets you comfortable with things that you would have never done before. And it stretches you to see what's possible. So on a more serious note, imagine going to work and telling your boss that you want a raise of X amount of dollars, that you want a company car and an extra 4 weeks paid vacation. What do you think is going to happen? You're either going to get fired or they're going to say, hell no. That means you stepped out of your comfort zone. Congratulations. Now, I am not telling everybody to go tell their bosses that they want a company car, 4 weeks vacation, and an exorbitant raise. I don't know your bosses, and I don't want everyone getting fired. But you see what I mean. You can ask for something so outrageous, and when someone says, hell no, that means you stepped out of your comfort zone. Now, what if, same situation, you asked for it and they said yes? You never thought you were going to get it. You never thought you were going to get a company car. You never thought you were going to get an extra 4 weeks vacation. You certainly never thought you were going to get this raise. But you did something you never thought you would do. You asked for something you never thought you would get, and you got it. That's the goal. So what I want you to do for this week is come up with 5 things that you never would have imagined asking for. Okay? And then share with me the results of what happened. Let me know what the outcome was. What were the 5 outrageous things that you asked for, and what was the response you got? Because the responses are the best part of it. And share it with the group, because this one is the most fun. I always save this for last. So I want to hear what happened, and share with me what happened with the responses. And even better, did you get a hell yes out of it? The goal is to get a hell no, but what if you got a hell yes, right? So remember, share and declare. Okay, this is day 5. You made it. This is the last day. Next week is going to be a little bit of a softer week. Next week, we're going to talk about forgiveness. So if you know anyone who's struggling on holding on to the past, holding on to anger, whether they need to forgive themselves or forgive someone else, please invite them to the group. All next week, our lessons are going to be based on forgiveness, and there's going to be lots of different workshops to go through, and questions and worksheets and things like that. So it's going to be great. But still, keep the momentum going. Share your questions in the group. Share your results in the group. And I want to hear how everybody's doing. All right. Have a great night. Bye-bye.